First, tune into your TV or radio and listen for the latest weather forecasts. Try to stay indoors. Refrain from extreme activities, particularly the elderly or those with pre-existing health conditions. If you must go outside, walk slowly, find shade, wear light-colored, loose clothing. To avoid sunburn, protect your skin with sunscreen, wide-brimmed hats, or sun parasols. For those working outside, take frequent breaks and drink water, even if you don't feel thirsty. If you're inside, block UV rays and keep the temperature between 26 and 28 degrees Celsius. Get to know the signs of heat stroke. If you see anyone showing heat stroke symptoms, immediately call 119 or 1339, the Emergency Medical Information Center. We can't beat the summer sun, but let's do all we can to stay healthy this summer. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, Busan영어방송.
The time is now 2 o'clock.
Welcome to BFM News at 2. I'm David Kim. Starting next month, new military recruits will be allowed to use their mobile phones or personal mobile phones on a limited basis at boot camps. The Defense Ministry announced the change today to help conscripts better adjust to their mandatory military service. Following a 6-month trial that concluded in December, the ministry stated that beginning in September, all trainee soldiers will be permitted to use their mobile phones for 1 hour each day on weekends and public holidays. Additionally, soldiers in military hospitals will be allowed to use their phones daily from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. to maintain communication with their units and families and to support their medical treatment. The change comes nearly 4 years after the government first relaxed the mobile phone regulations for conscripts in July 2020, allowing phone use from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends and holidays. A beagle named Seko has been commissioned as South Korea's first bedbug sniffing dog by pest control company Sesco Co. Seko, trained to detect bedbugs with over 95% accuracy, can quickly identify bedbugs at all life stages. This specialized dog can perform inspections faster than humans, taking just 1 or 2 minutes per room thanks to its enhanced ability to detect the pheromone smell of bedbugs. In local news, the city of Busan, in collaboration with the Korea Tourism Organization and Busan Tourism Organization, announced today that it will host the 2024 Star Sea Busan Night Music Campnik at Daedaepo Beach Park. This event, which gained attention last year as a healing concert set against the Daedaepo sunset, is a nighttime tourism program. This year's event will take place for 3 weeks starting from the 9th, every Friday and Saturday, offering a romantic summer night picnic with music at Daedaepo Beach Park. A campnik is a combination of camping and picnic, referring to light camping enjoyed near the city, similar to going on a picnic. The event will feature a variety of music genres, including crossover performances combining fusion classical, jazz, and musicals, as well as indie music and emotional vocals. The Busan Agricultural Technology Center conducted training on the use of beneficial microbes for about 80 professional and prospective farmers on the afternoon of the 6th yesterday at the center's main auditorium. Beneficial microbes are microorganisms that promote the decomposition of organic matter in soil and improve the microbial environment. The training focused on understanding the characteristics of these microbes and how to utilize various types of microbes in agriculture. Busan City said today that it promoted the Busan-type workation to major cities in Northeast Asia at the 6th Northeast Asia Mayors Forum held in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, a sister city. Workation, a portmanteau of work and vacation, allows people to work remotely while enjoying their vacation. In international news, Nobel laureate Mohammed Yunus has been appointed as the interim leader of Bangladesh after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina fled the country amid deadly unrest. Yunus, a political adversary of Hasina, is known for his work in microloans but recently faced legal challenges he claims were politically motivated. The student protesters who led the unrest pushed for Yunus to lead the interim administration, rejecting the idea of a military-led government. And now taking a quick look at the weather here. The heat wave warning remains in effect in Busan City with the mercury reading between 32 and 34 degrees Celsius. Infants, the elderly, and people with chronic illnesses are advised against going out, especially during the hottest hours of 2 to 5 p.m. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is 2 p.m. Reboot with Casey McKeever. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Have you ever traveled away from a tired, repetitive routine? Some say they don't have the time to travel, even though they have the money, or that they don't have the money to travel when they have the time. However, people want to go on vacation because there are countless positive things about travel. And today, we're going to cover some of the top benefits of traveling. It's Wednesday, August the 7th, 2024. My name's Nick. This is 2 p.m. Reboot. Let's get it started. That was No Rain by Blind Melon, and I think we're all praying for that right now because yesterday there was a little bit of rain. Today looks sunny skies though, which is fantastic, and that song was by Blind Melon. I love that song. You know, I've been doing this show temporarily for about a week and a half, and honestly, I'm not lying, I think this show has my favourite music because I'm kind of an old fart when it comes to music. I like older 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s era music, so it fits me perfectly, I think. But this is a great song by a great band, an American band. Now, Blind Melon bass player Brad Smith, he wrote this song before he formed the band. He moved from Mississippi to Los Angeles, where he fell into a funk, which is a bad thing. I guess it's writer's block. He said the song is not about being able to get out of bed and find excuses to face the day when you really have, in a way, nothing. Now, at the time, Brad Smith was dating a girl who was going through depression, and she would sleep through the sunny days and complain when it didn't rain, so she liked the rain. And for a while, he told himself that he was writing the song from her perspective. And then he later realized he was also writing it about himself. A bit of introspection right there. Well, everyone, welcome to the show. This is 2 p.m. Reboot. My name is Nick, and we've got some people messaging in. We have Anonym. Long time no see. How are you doing? Saying, 닉이 여기서 왜 나와요? 휴가 대타인가요? 네, 맞습니다. Casey is just away for a little while for some personal matters. I'll be filling in until around next week sometime. Also saying, 아니면 내가 너무 오랜만에 2시에 들어왔을까요? That could be the case as well. It could be the case as well. Also mentioning it's a little less hot today as well. I am very glad about that. But my face also turned red when I left the house too. Yeah, it is still hot. Please be careful, everybody. Young Nim as well on YouTube Live saying, let's get it started. 음악이 어디 갔나요? I'll tell you in a little bit why. But there's an explanation put up on YouTube Live by our producer as well. Soinim, hello there. Welcome to the show. It's great to see you all. You're live in the studio in Busan this Wednesday afternoon. BFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Chongwon and Noksan areas. I'm your host Nick, as I said, and you can also listen to us in Seoul, TBS EFM 101.3 FM and GGN Gwangju 98.7 FM. Now, this show is being streamed on YouTube. However, like I mentioned, unfortunately, due to music copyright issues, YouTube watchers cannot listen to the music. The sound is going to be muted while the songs are playing. However, if you want to listen to the music, and I really suggest that you do, because the music is great here, you can just go to BEFM's app, or you can go turn on the radio, the classic old radio as well, whether you're in your car or your phone radio, you can listen to the music that way. Also on the bottom of the screen on YouTube, there'll be a little title telling you the song name and the artist as well, so you can just search it up and listen to it at the same time. Great music, so I do highly encourage you do that as well. Hopefully this problem will be fixed soon, but I'm going to let you know what's coming up on the show today. In the first hour, we have Hot Off the Press, where we check out the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. And then after that, Jimmy will be in the studio for All Around Busan, where he'll introduce various dongs, or like districts, in and among Busan's 16 many districts. And then in hour 2, there's a lot more coming your way. We have Daily List. There is a list for everything, and we're going to find them all. Daily List covers all the lists from the best of to the worst of. And today's topic are the benefits of traveling. This is something that we all love, right? Everyone loves traveling. Maybe some of you have just come back from a vacation. Maybe some of you are planning to avoid the traffic and go on vacation very soon. Anyway, today we're going to discuss the benefits of traveling because there are so many. And I'm not an expert, but I recently came back from a bout of traveling. And I must say, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for sure. We've also got Inside Korea, where we go over important updates on the country in which we live. Some of the stories we will be covering include Korea, speculated to be the debut country for the Sagwapon 16 series. Also, North Cholla attracted nearly 50 million tourists through June. And thirdly, Seoul's royal palaces, tombs, they draw increasing numbers of foreign visitors. Lots to stay in tune for, and if you want to communicate, you just have to send us a message or, give us a little cacao message. I'm going to give you a reason to with today's text topic. topic. 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 드리겠습니다. What is, or what was, the most delicious food you had while traveling? What was the most delicious food you had while traveling? 네, 여행하면서 먹었던 가장 맛있었던 음식은 무엇인가요? Maybe you went, I don't know, to Vietnam and you had the pho. Maybe you went to America and you had the steaks. Maybe you just went to somewhere in Busan and you had a 돼지국밥, right? What's the best food you've had while traveling? Send your answers to pound 9050, 샵 9050, which will cost you 100 won, or a KakaoTalk message. You can also get that app as well by searching for BFM 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us, send us messages for free. Lots of ways to communicate as well. And before we move on, I do have to announce that we do have a heatwave warning right now. Currently, a heatwave warning is in effect in most parts of the country. Avoid outdoor activities as much as possible. When going out, wear light clothing, a wide-brimmed hat, and carry a water bottle. Construction sites strictly adhere to heat safety rules such as water, shade, rest, and actively implementing the heatwave break time system during the hottest hours. Thoroughly prepare for the heat waves, such as drinking enough water and having a short break. If you have symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, or headaches, use a cool place to rest. Lots of good things about the sun hot days. I personally love hot days, but there is a limit, and it can get quite dangerous, so please adhere to these safety rules as well. Choi Sung-nim coming in saying hello, great to see you. Soy-nim saying TBS EFM 유튜브에는 음악이 나와요. Okay, that's in a different area. Maybe I shouldn't have read that. 그래도 대신 네가 얼굴 못 봐서요. So you have to choose between my face or the music. Difficult choice. I'm sure it's a very difficult choice, right? Just stick on the radio like you did yesterday. Hopefully that will work. All right, so we're going to take a song break and then we will be right back. This is You Can Never Tell by Chuck Berry. We just listened to You Never Can Tell by Chuck Berry. Welcome back, everyone. The time is now 2:19 in the afternoon. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, which means we've come all the way... This is my analogy. We've come all the way up the roller coaster. Now it's, 내려가는 거죠, which is all the way to the weekend. I love hump days. Anyway, it's time for Hot Off the Press. From Monday to Friday, we bring the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. A lot of songs are released every week, and we choose the best ones and introduce them to you. So it's a good segment because for people like me who don't really stay up to date with the modern music, maybe because I'm a bit older now, 나이가 좀 들어서 그런지, I don't stay up to date with all the music, so this segment is perfect for anyone who kind of wants to listen to what's hot and new these days. Our first song is going to be... It's going to be a song... Oh, I just looked at the artist's name. My wife loves this guy, this singer. It's called Say by Keshi. Keshi, I believe, is a Vietnamese-American, like kind of R&B kind of singer. His music's really chill, but my wife listens to him too much, so... I get a bit sick of it. But anyway, alt R&B riser Keshi, he's releasing his sophomore LP Requiem on September the 13th, and last month, the Texas-born singer-songwriter is back with Say, a smooth and sophisticated nocturnal party jam aimed at a potential lover he's this close to getting with. Keshi said in a statement, "In all my attempts to make meaningful music, I overlook songs that were built to just get people to move. I remember touring on the road and really craving to play songs that just felt good to groove to. Say is my answer to that. It's got a moody sort of cadence with an admiration for city pop baked into it." So that's going to be a great song. I hope, babe, if you're watching, enjoy this song. Our second song is going to be Show Pony by Glass Animals. Now, British band Glass Animals has released their fourth studio album, I Love You So Much. The album can be listened to on streaming platforms, and the new album follows their last critically acclaimed album, Dreamland, which sold over 12 million copies worldwide and included their record-breaking single, Heatwaves. Frontman Dave Bailey said, "In music, I put a lot of pressure on myself to do what I thought was right, which is to be more extroverted and do social media stuff and work all the time on every opportunity that came in. I guess I kind of forgot that the thing that makes me feel the most like me is just sitting in my room writing music alone. I'm a bit of an introverted person, and it's okay to be that, to embrace that, and not feel guilty about it." Two interesting new songs. We're going to listen to them back to back, so please enjoy. This is Say by Keshi and Show Pony by Glass Animals. We just listened to Say by Keshi and Show Pony by Glass Animals for today's Hot Off the Press. Some great modern music for anyone who kind of wants to stay in the loop. And this segment, Hot Off the Press, is with us every single day. For anyone who maybe can't listen to it because of the YouTube restrictions, we've got some good ideas coming in. We have Lokirinim saying radio and YouTube equals problem solved. I agree. And welcome to the show, my friend. Also Soinim saying 여기 음악 선곡 맛집인데 음악 꼭 들어야죠. 둘 다 포기 못해서 어제처럼 라디오 옆에 붙어 있네요. Great advice. Great advice. Yes, thinking outside the box there. Anyone else who wants to do that, yeah, do that. And 영님 saying 방금 라디오 틀었더니 음악 신나게 잘 나오네요. 맞습니다. Hope you enjoy the rest of the music that way as well. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I want to give you today's text topic one more time because it's about travel and food, which everyone loves, right? What was the most delicious food you've had while traveling? 여행하면서 먹었던 가장 맛있었던 음식은 무엇인가요? We got quite a few coming in. Let's have a look. We have Lokirinim saying pork steak in France. Ooh, France. Pork steak, was it with like a wine shoe? You know, not a shoe like 신발 shoe, but like I think the shoe is a type of like cherry sauce, I think. Anyway, it sounds delicious. France does have some pretty interesting food for sure. I hope you enjoyed that as well. We have Soinim saying, I've been to Japan recently. A cup of super chili draft beer and yaki gyoza was excellent. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Also saying, I don't know how I can say yaki gyoza in English. I think gyoza is like a type of Japanese dumpling, right? It's like a dumpling, and yaki is like, and they have like yakisoba, right? Yaki is it like teppan fried? I think it's like fried, I think. I know what you're talking about, and it's delicious as well, especially with I can't say a brand, but a nice cold glass of Japanese beer is pretty good as well. Lokirinim saying, forgot, should add wine. Of course, you're in France. If you're in France and Italy, you have to pair it with wine. Red wine, I assume. I think meats like pork, lamb, beef goes well with red wine. I think it's fish with white wine. Maybe I'm wrong, but still, sounds delicious, my friend. 최숙님 saying 베트남 쌀국수 최고. Oh yeah, especially that stuff on the side of the road. If you leave your hotel really early in the morning and you find just one of those people selling really cheap bowls of pho on the road, it's heavenly. It's so cheap and natural and fresh. 4283번님 saying 네, 하트 뿅뿅뿅. Good to see you again. Long time no see. And they said 오랜만이군요. 저는 베트남의 공기 B&B에서 제공해주던 계란볶음밥이 지금도 잊을 수가 없어요. Wow. I've had I think I've had egg fried rice in Vietnam. It sounds delicious though. It must have been really good, and it was given to you by your hotel, I guess, which is pretty incredible. That sounds good. Everyone, keep giving me the best food you had while traveling. Youngnim saying, 쌀국수 먹고 싶네요, 갑자기. Me too. The good thing is, though, these days in Korea, you can find Vietnamese restaurants quite easily, and they're pretty good. And these days as well, a lot of the restaurants will give you coriander or cilantro, 고수. 제공해주죠, which is fantastic indeed. The only trouble I have is while in Vietnam, 쌀국수 is kind of cheap and, cheap is kind of affordable. It's becoming really expensive in Korea, which makes it difficult to eat it often sometimes. But nonetheless, once in a while, I think you can treat yourself. Anyway, keep sending me which foods you found the most delicious while traveling. You can send to #9050 샵 9050, which will cost you 101. Kakao Talk message, just search for BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Also, you can download the smartphone app and message us that way at any app store as well. Oh, we got another message. I'll read this before moving on. Pengsuapanim, welcome to the show, saying, I liked lobster when I lived in the Philippines when I was young. When I became an adult, I went to Phuket, Thailand, and I liked Phuket food. Lobster in the Philippines sounds like heaven. It sounds like the most exotic. I've got an image in my mind in like Boracay, or like Cebu, eating like a lobster on the beach. Was it that glorious? It sounds delicious. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, we're going to take a quick logo break, and then Jimmy will be in the house for All Around Busan. It's now time for All Around Busan, where we have Jimmy in the studio to take the time to introduce and listen. I'm reading this completely right. This doesn't make sense. He's going to introduce all of the various dongs in Busan's 16 district. Each week, he selects one of these districts and communicates by introducing a variety of things, including an introduction to the neighborhood, detailed information and history, things to do, and of course, food that represents the neighborhood. Jimmy.
Hello, this is Jimmy in the building.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah, you been well these days?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy, but yeah, I'm good.
Busy?
Yeah.
All right, have you been traveling by chance?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I love traveling, like local or overseas. I think the last time that I went was, Japan.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you told me. You go to Sapporo?
Yeah, Sapporo. And recently I went to Los Angeles like 2 months
man.
ago. So yeah.
Oh, totally just. 그러면 이 해외를 나가서 이 가장 맛있었던 음식은 무엇이나요?
Well, we kind of talked about this a lot. Of course, I like Thai food and Vietnamese and like Indonesian food. But today, while I was listening, I just kind of feel like missing Malaysian food.
Malaysian
Laksa
food?
and satay.
Like the satay sticks? With,
Yeah.
Is that Malay food?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I mean, it's kind of popular in Eastern Asia countries.
Right.
But especially, I suddenly just pop up in my head that I had those laksa, like the noodle and satay in Malaysia,
Have
Kuala
you
Lumpur.
ever been to Oh, you've been to...
Yeah, when I lived in Singapore, it's kind of nearby. So yeah,
I've never been to Malaysia, and back when I did 4pm duo, we had a Malaysian guest come on.
Really?
And I asked her, 혹시 부산에 말레이시아 약간 식당이 있나요? 없대요.
No.
I was like, no.
That's why
I really want to try it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I suddenly wanted to kind of share this food in particular.
All right. If anyone has tried Malaysian food, message in and let me know, because I really want to try it. But because it's not here, 더 먹고 싶겠네요.
Right? You crave more.
All right. Anyway, great. Because we're going to travel today, not around the world, but around Busan.
Yeah, I mean, we actually explore like every neighborhoods in 16 district. Today, I would like to take you guys to 강서구 대저동.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 강서구 district is really, really popular for 다대포, like 다대동 and 울숙도 and other areas too. And especially many people are definitely familiar with 대저동 too. But I would just like to share the detailed information about it.
Great. Yeah, I've heard a lot about, people go to 강서구 as well for traveling and stuff. So please let us know.
So 대저동 is actually nearby to the Gimhae International Airport. And it's actually the fastest growing area in Busan because of all this newly development. And combining industrial zones and residential area and also agricultural fields as well. Because like long time ago, Daejeon area was like nothing but like agricultural farming places.
Has it changed a lot?
I think it's slowly changing, but still they've got a lot of farming lands.
Okay.
There.
It's not like when you see the pictures of like Haeundae like 30 years ago, it's like empty and now it's just big buildings everywhere.
Right, right.
Okay, great. So there you said there's an ecological park, and lots of beautiful landscapes and flowers, I assume?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do they get cherry blossoms in the spring?
Yeah, definitely they do. So I think that's one of the reasons why I actually go there too. And pink muley. This area is really, really popular for pink muley. Like, it's kind of long grass type of a thing.
Okay.
And it's a pink color. I'm sure for those of you guys who've been to 울숙도 area or Daejeon Ecological Park, we actually go there like every autumn.
약간 억새처럼 생겼네요.
맞아요. 억새밭.
Oh,
Yeah.
but pinkish.
Yeah, pinkish.
I love okse. Like, I guess they're reeds.
Right,
Beautiful
reeds.
when they sway in the wind.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really popular there, so.
So there are these beautiful natural things to see. Are there major tourist attractions in Daejeon?
Sure. I mean, since we just talked about it, and then you guys can check out the image through the YouTube channel. So
Oh,
this
wow.
park is a highlight of the neighborhood, offering a vast green space, perfect for outdoor activities. I actually saw many children riding their bicycles around that ecological park. At the same time, I see a lot of couples
Oh.
and families checking out those kind of beautiful, trees and feeling some breeze air just while walking around. And then even what I like about this particular area itself is that they kind of have a zone for like campers too. And like outdoor picnics.
That would be amazing. I think when there are places that are just full of nature, they've got to have a camping zone.
Right.
I know the country is very strict on where you can camp, where you can't camp.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, I don't know, in the UK, for example, you can kind of camp wherever as long as you don't make a fire, you can camp wherever you want.
Okay.
But here, it's like, don't camp here.
Yeah, it's kind of like some places are restricted.
Okay, but that's great. And if you saw the picture earlier, it looks like an absolutely beautiful
I
place
know.
to camp.
Right.
All right, great. We do have a lot more to talk about Daejeon, but we're going to take a quick song break, and then we'll be back with part 2. Don't go anywhere if you want to learn more about Daejeon as well. We're going to listen to Shame on You by Claire Richards. Shame on you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That was the name of the song by Claire Richards. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to 2 p.m. Reboot. I'm in the studio with Jimmy right now, and we're in the middle of our segment all around Busan. Today, he's taking us to Gangseogu Daejodong. And as he was saying earlier, if you're just listening in, Daejeon has places like ecological parks, beautiful like pink muleys, you
Yeah,
said?
pink muleys.
Camping grounds. It sounds like an amazing place to go with a family, or maybe when the weather gets a little bit cooler
Right.
as well. But what other attractions can we see or participate in Daejodong?
Yeah, I mean, there's also a huge museum but that I'm not gonna say out the name, but still, it's really, really well developed, and then it's also really, really close to Hadan area as well. So with car, just like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or sometimes even 5 if there's no traffic.
Yeah.
So you guys can actually go on a touring around that specific area like easily. But I would also like to introduce Nakdonggang Bird Sanctuary.
Ooh.
Yeah, this area is actually for people who's into taking photos, like photography.
Birds, is it like
조류. Yeah, 맞아요. 조류.
That sounds really, it's not quite a bit off topic.
Yeah.
There's near my house, there's a place that sells birds. A
Really?
tiny shop.
Okay.
Sells hundreds of birds. And every time I walk past, I just hear chip, 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 chip. So it's like a bird sanctuary. They're really cute.
Like minimal version of the bird sanctuary.
But these birds here have like a huge place to fly around.
Sure. So the sanctuary is a haven for birds watchers and nature enthusiasts. So they actually do a lot of studies there. And sometimes you get to see a lot of students like looking after all those birds and just studying for it with the professor. I've actually seen it myself.
Yeah.
Them doing that, participating in that event. And they actually run some kind of those programs too.
That's awesome. It's something I don't know about here. I'm sure it's the same here, but a lot of people, it seems when they maybe get a bit older, bird watching becomes a really common hobby.
Right.
Because you start going into the woods and you get your camera or your binoculars and you try to spot these rare species of bird. And it actually sounds really fun.
True.
Yeah. Do you know many bird species?
Not really. I'm not a huge fan of a bird.
You can go and learn.
Maybe a mockingbird.
I always found the hummingbird a really
hummingbird.
Really
Oh,
cool.
I know that.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
There's this, I don't know what it is. Is it a bug in Korea? It looks like a hummingbird.
Really?
But it's not a hummingbird. It flaps its wings so fast.
Really?
It looks like a hummingbird. 근데 나방이래요.
Oh.
But it's really beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe I'll go to this sanctuary and learn a bit more about birds as well.
Yeah.
So you've been to Daejodong yourself.
Sure.
Can you tell us about your experience?
Yeah, I was really amazed by the picturesque view of this large land, and I actually rode a bicycle there one time because they have a cycling path as well. So
Yeah.
I see a lot of bikers just for going out there for an exercise, and then you don't really need to think about other people like pedestrians because that's like the cycle path itself, so you can just ride it.
Yeah.
And and it was really, really a delightful experience for me to just walk around and then check out those museums and even stopping by at the bird sanctuary.
Brilliant.
To see all the flowers like blooming and gentle breeze.
I think this would be amazing. Like, it's hard to recommend it right now because at the start of the show, we're also issuing heat wave warnings.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume, in a park, there isn't much shade, right?
Yeah.
So I really do want people to experience this. If you're looking on YouTube Live right now, there's a picture up there of people. Is that you?
No, that's not me. Hopefully.
There's people riding their bikes across this like yellow field. It looks just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It looks like those flowers that if you put your nose on it, it leaves yellow residue on your nose.
Oh, I know what you mean,
like buttercups or something.
Right.
Beautiful. If you do get the chance, maybe when the weather cools down or maybe in the evening or the morning time, I think it would be a fantastic experience. But looking at the pictures and, it just looks like open, like tulpan, right? Fields. Is there any food?
Oh, well, today I really want to introduce this food. Not a food, it's actually fruit. Right?
Fruit?
No, it's actually a food. Yeah, 대저 짭짜리 tomato. Tomato.
Oh, okay. So tomato, technically 엄밀히 따져보면 이 fruit 과일인데요.
맞아요.
But you think about it like a vegetable.
Yeah. 그래서 근데 the reason why I really wanted to let you guys know about this 대저 짭짜리 tomato because you can only taste them in 대저 area.
Oh, does the japjari mean they're kind of savory? Or?
짭짜리 means
Like
a
salty?
flavor, like
Flavor.
yeah, a little bit savory
Salty.
and sugary, salty at the same time. Yeah, tastes really, really good.
Really?
Once you have like a bite, it's a little bit salty, but then once you chew and swallow,
Yeah.
it's sweet.
Oh, are these something that you just like pick from the fields?
Oh no.
뽑아서 먹는 거
어, 예,
아니죠?
맞아요. 그 farmer분들이
걷다가 막.
뽑죠. 우리는 안 되죠. No, we can't.
Okay, you have to go to this area. where-
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, 자연 속에서.
No,
like,
no.
자연. That would be
Then
amazing.
we might just go and grab all those 짭짜리 tomato and then.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it's really, really tasty, and then
Yeah.
it's really, really fresh, and it's used in salad too. And also, people usually just blend them and then just drink them as like a tomato juice.
Really?
Yeah.
You could probably make some good Bloody Marys with that as well.
Right.
I think tomatoes are like all the rage right now. Oh, there's a picture on the screen.
Right.
They look fresh.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Yeah, not quite ripe yet, but it looks delicious. There's this have you heard of this new tomato called stevia tomatoes?
Stevia tomato, yeah, I heard of
요즘
it.
좀 핫한 그런
맞아요.
토마토인데요.
Right.
They look delicious, so I bought them and I put them in a sandwich. And I ate it and I was like, oh, tada. Why is it so sweet?
Right.
Because stevia tomatoes are kind of more, they're I guess, genetically made to be sweeter. And I didn't know that. Because when you eat them by themselves, they're delicious. They're sweet,
Maybe.
crispy. But in a salad, in cooking, it was a nasty surprise.
Maybe they wanted to compete against 대저 짭짜리 tomato, so they made it to be like much more sweeter.
I really want to try this japjari tomato.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It sounds great. All right, so we've been talking about this fantastic place in Daejeon. Can you give us a sentence about this to summarize it?
Yeah, it is an agricultural haven known for its actually lush landscapes and particularly the Daejeon Ecological Park and the places that I've introduced. I want you to actually go and try out this fresh produced 짭짜리 tomato.
Okay, I definitely have to try that. And, you can do some amazing things while you're here. You can see the beautiful landscape. You can, walk in the flowers, take some pictures, and then eat these delicious tomatoes.
Yeah.
Do you use tomatoes in a lot of cooking? Do you cook?
No, I don't cook, but whenever I have to, I actually use them in pasta and
Oh.
salad.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just eat it as what it is, just tomato itself.
Yeah. I think these japjaris and even the stevias
Yeah.
are great for just, kind of like a snack.
Right.
팝콘처럼. Yeah.
과자 먹으면 살찌니까 그냥 토마토로 대신.
Right. We've got some messages coming in. Before we wrap up the first half, let's have a look. We have Pingsuapbanim saying, I envy Jimmy because I want to go to LA and China to do some broadcasting. And I want to go to Italy as well. But my parents disagree. Well, one day, when you're independent, if you're not independent now, go and enjoy it. Because traveling is such a great experience.
For sure.
Right. Also, Soinim saying, Busan is the 밀면 city, right? 먹고 싶네요. Yeah, 밀면 is originally Busan, right?
Yeah,
Delicious stuff.
originated from Busan.
Yeah, exactly. 영님 saying 밀면 좋죠. 안 먹고 싶은 게 없는데요. 이러니 살이 찌지? So many delicious things. It's tempting. Yeah, lots of great stuff. Anyway, Jimmy, we want to thank you very much for coming in, introducing this wonderful place of Daejeon.
Yeah.
As well. I look forward to next week.
All right.
Probably will see you next week.
For sure.
Any hints? Have you decided yet?
No, I haven't. I will definitely gonna come back with the interesting neighborhood so that we can talk
Yeah.
a lot about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many places to see in Busan as well. Anyone, if you've got any ideas, send a message. I'll make sure Jimmy gets it.
Yay.
If you want to introduce your place. All right, thanks, man. I'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys next week.
And we're going to listen to a song to close off the first half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon. This is That Sound by Sam Fender.
부산영어방송.
혹시 지금 운전 중이신가요? 어린이 교통사고 피해자 수는 지난 3년 평균 약 9만 명. 특히 어린이 보호구역 안전 기준이 강화된 이후에도 어린이 보호구역 내 사고는 지속적으로 발생하고 있습니다. 스쿨존에서는 반드시 시속 30km 이하 서행, 스쿨존 내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
부산영어 방송에서는 글로벌 허브 도시 부산의 차세대 글로벌 리더들을 위한 청소년 영어 말하기 대회를 개최합니다.
BFM has organized the English Speech Contest for the next leaders of the global hub city, Busan.
전통이 숨쉬는 문화교육 특구, 동래구의 청소년 홍보대사들이 이야기하는 세계 속의 도시로 발돋움할 동네는 어떤 모습일까요?
From the inspiring stories of the final 10 students of Dongdaegu, one of the representative cities in Busan, we can draw the future of Dongdae as well look forward to the bright future of the global hub city, Busan.
치열한 예선을 거쳐 선발된 최종 10명의 본선 대결, 그리고 참가 학생 모두가 함께 도전하는 팀 대항 퀴즈를 통해 지역 청소년들이 꿈꾸는 동네와 부산의 미래를 그려봅니다.
We invite you to the Dongdaegu English Speech Contest with BFM, the finals.
8월 24일 오후 2시 부산교육대학교에서 열리는 부산영어방송과 함께하는 동래구 영어 말하기 대회에 여러분의 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
This event is hosted by Dongdae District Office and organized by BFM, 부산영어방송.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
just listened to Cornerstone by the Arctic Monkeys. Now, maybe some of you don't know who the Arctic Monkeys are. Maybe some of you do. But they're a band. When I was in university and high school, they were the biggest band in England. When the whole indie music scene was kicking off, you automatically think of the Arctic Monkeys, this band we just listened to. They're from Sheffield in the UK, which is kind of northern England, and they actually started their band in 2004 through online file sharing and distribution of their demo tapes, but they actually refused to sign a record contract with any label because they apparently cherished their independence. When they finally signed with Domino Records, it was because of the do-it-yourself attitude of founder Lawrence Bell, who ran the label from his own house, so it was very, very indie. That's the definition of indie, right? Independent. Their first single was I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, which became such an iconic song in the UK. If there is anyone who's interested in indie music, definitely check out the Arctic Monkeys. They're very unique style. And and a lot of people sing in English, whether you're from England, Australia, South Africa. Whenever we sing in English, you kind of sing with an American accent. Even the Beatles, they kind of use a semi-American accent, not the original English accent. But the Arctic Monkeys, they sing in their northern English accent, which sounds really, really unique. And it's got a lot of 매력 to it. I don't know. If you give it a listen, it might be hard to understand. It is for me sometimes, but it's really, really cool anyway. Well, welcome back, everyone, to the program. It is 2 p.m. Reboot. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Kijang, Cheongwan and Noksan areas. I'm your host, Nick, taking over for Casey while he's just away for a little while. You can also listen to us in Seoul at TBS EFM on 101.3 FM or GGN Gwangju 98.7 FM. In hour 2, we got a lot coming your way, including Daily List. There is a list for everything, and we're going to find them all. Our Daily List covers all lists, I guess, from the best of to the worst of. And today's topic is the benefits of traveling. We have a list of benefits of traveling. It's going to be exciting. And then after that, we have Inside Korea, where I tell you important updates going on around the country in which we live. These include Korea is speculated to be the debut country for the Sagwapon 16 series. Also, North Jeolla attracted nearly 50 million tourists through June. And number 3, Seoul's royal palaces, their tombs draw increasing numbers of foreign visitors. Lots of interesting stuff going on around the country. That'll be coming soon in Inside Korea. Before we move on, I want to tell you today's text topic, question of the day again. What was the most delicious food you had while traveling? 네, 여행하면서 먹었던 가장 맛있었던 음식은 무엇인가요? We had a lot of different responses. We had gyoza from Japan. We had delicious lobster from Philippines. Pho from Vietnam. We also have 4249번님 sending a message saying, hello, when I traveled to Laos, my favorite food was sindat. It was so delicious. Sindat, I've never had Lao food. I researched it online. It looks delicious. Sindat, S-I-N-D-A-T. From the picture, it kind of looks like a mixture of barbecue and shabu shabu. It looks delicious. It looks very meaty, very steamy. If I ever get the opportunity to try Lao food, definitely gonna try sindat. Thanks for that recommendation as well, which is great. 1191번님 also messaging in saying 유튜브로 잠깐 보니 사진을 보여주시네요. 전 항상 라디오로만 들었었거든요. Well, welcome to the YouTube live as well. There are many benefits to watching. You can see the pictures, you can see the studio. Maybe it feels a little bit more personal, but listen on a variety of mediums like some of us do as well. All right, you can message in at #9050 샵 9050, which will cost you 101. Kakao Talk message, search for BEFM or Busan영어방송 in Korean. Also search the same things on the smartphone app too. We're going to be right back with Daily List after this song. This was a request song by Lokirinim. This is The Phoenix by Fallout Boy. just listened to The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy, a request song by Lokirinim. Thank you very much for that song request. I feel pumped up and on fire, ready to take on the world after that exciting song. I loved it. I used to love Fall Out Boy when I was younger. I remember when I went to the prom, the high school prom, there was a lot of Fall Out Boy playing. I loved it. Great stuff. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to 2 p.m. Reboot. I'm your host, Nick. It's 3:12 on a Wednesday afternoon. And we've got some messages coming in about traveling because today's text topic was asking you the best thing you had to eat while you were traveling. Anywhere. It could be world travel or domestic travel. We've got some messages. Let's have a look. 조현철님, hello my friend, saying 여행 중 걷다가 지쳐서 수박을 주먹으로 깨서 먹었어요. 와우, 그때 정말 맛있었어요. 맛보다는 힘들어서 맛있었던 것 같아요. 와, 힘이 엄청 세시겠네요. One Punch Man. How did you punch a watermelon? You must be strong, man. You must be very strong. Or was it one of the tiny watermelons? Even so, how did you do it? That sounds really cool, though. I bet watermelon that you kind of punched yourself to open will be even more delicious. I'm going to try that. But don't try that at home. We have Neil님 saying, 전주 비빔밥이요. 이 전라도 조금씩이 너무 맛있어요. 상다리 부러질 정도로 반찬도 많고요. 최고예요. Ooh, yeah. Bibimbap is good anywhere you go, but 전주 bibimbap is famous, right? And I hear the 전라도 food is very fresh, very delicious. They use a lot of, I think they have a lot of like 산채 bibimbap, which is like super fresh and super good stuff. Thank you for that. It's very close to, it's in Korea, so we can try it sometime. Youngnim also saying, 한 번은 Brazil 갔었는데요. 결국은 한국 라면 먹으면서 제일 맛있다고 느꼈어요. 역시 어디를 가더라도 한국 라면이 최고. I do agree. Korean like cup ramen is definitely best in the world for sure. But you went to Brazil. You must have had something good in Brazil, right? I know I haven't had much Brazilian food, but there are a few restaurants in Busan. Lots of meat, lots of like sliced beef and pork and chicken. It was very delicious. I'm sure it would be even better in the land of Brazil. But I'm glad you enjoyed at least the ramen there as well. 소희님 saying, 진짜 편의점 라면 기계 사고 싶어요. 기계로 끓인 라면 진짜 만남. Yeah, there's something different about having ramen cooked, in a pot and pan. It does taste better when you just have it at a 편의점. Maybe it's psychological. Maybe it has different ingredients. Nonetheless, I agree. It definitely tastes great. Anyway, we're here for Daily List, and it's kind of related. We're going to be talking about traveling. We find a list for everything, and the benefits of traveling is the topic for today. So, as I'm sure many of you know, traveling is an incredible experience that everyone should have the opportunity to enjoy. Nowadays, more and more individuals are using their vacation days to embark on adventures to new and exciting destinations, creating long-lasting memories. Even if it's just a short trip, it can be the break you need to de-stress, right? To de-stress. There are many advantages of traveling often to new places and exploring the beautiful world we live in. So I'm going to tell you some great benefits of traveling. So hopefully if you're kind of on the edge, like, 갈까 말까, maybe this will encourage you to go. Starting with quite a practical benefit, it increases your organization skills. As much as you want to just wake up and travel without any kind of thought, right? We can't. It's difficult. Traveling as a working adult requires a lot of organization and planning. So one of the benefits of traveling is you become a really good planner. The increase in organizational skills starts with asking your boss or your company for the annual leave. Then you have to book the tickets, plan day-to-day tasks. It's a great skill to develop, especially when traveling to new places that are totally different from your home country. This is very true, except when you're married, usually one person does all the work. In my relationship, I'm a terrible planner. I'm kind of like 즉흥적으로 좀 가는 스타일이거든요. I don't plan anything, but my wife, she loves planning. She likes it, I think. I hope she does. Anyway, she does all the planning, so we have a good trip thanks to that as well. It also improves communication skills. Traveling can kind of improve your communication skills. It's a great way because each country is different and it has its own language. Most of them do, right? And because of that, there are many countries where English is not the main language. Therefore, you kind of enhance your communication skills, learn a bit of the local language, and, you kind of become a sort of international translator, even if it's a body language translator. It also means conveying messages and understanding others without totally understanding 100%. And in that way, you become more considerate to people who you can't totally linguistically communicate with. And I think that's a great skill to have as well. Chasing the messaging and saying, I'm getting itchy feet. Yes, it's a great idiom. I just want to just go. I want to start traveling. I did just come back from traveling, but now we're talking about it. I want to go again. Another benefit of traveling is you understand yourself more. The more often you travel, the more you understand what you like and dislike. Traveling sometimes provides moments when things seem clearer. It can help you learn more about yourself and understand what you want from life. And this is true. I always used to think that I was a pretty chill, calm, 좀 차분한 사람이라고 생각했거든요. I was really chill. And I thought, yeah, when I travel, I'll be chill. But when I did travel, I realized that I get stressed really easily. And then I panic. For example, if we're going to be late for the airplane, and I don't know how to get to the airport, or maybe my hotel cancellation has an error, I start thinking of the worst situation, and I'm like, oh my goodness, 어떡해. And I don't stay calm and collected. So I learned something about myself, a negative thing, but it means next time that I go traveling, I can be a bit of a better person. Hopefully, I can improve on that for myself. So it's a great reason to find out about yourself, positive and negative as well. Next up, another benefit is possible new opportunities. Now, holidays can be unpredictable and positively surprising. You meet people, you experience a culture, or develop skills, and you can lead to new opportunities that could be life-changing for you and others as well. For example, it could be finding a job when you're abroad, right? You find a job and you stay there, you get a visa, maybe you integrate into society. It can change your life. Maybe, who knows, if you're single, you meet the person of your dreams and you stay there. It happens. It's quite romantic and exotic, but it happens, and it could definitely, life could present these opportunities to you as well. They're basically endless, right? We've got a lot more great things coming your way. A lot more good reasons to travel. We're going to take a quick song break and then we'll be right back. This is Parachute by John Kay. That was Parachute by John Kay. Welcome back, everyone, to 2 p.m. Reboot. We're in the middle of Daily List, going over some reasons to travel and benefits of traveling as well. We're going to move straight on to our next one. And this is definitely true. Traveling humbles you. It humbles you. So, many of us are in a bubble, right? We're living our daily lives many of you in South Korea, going to work, coming back, eating well, having a good standard of life. But the more you travel and to the more different countries that you go to, the higher chance that you'll visit a place that's more underdeveloped and slightly poorer than the country you live in. And when you go to such destinations, it can be quite a shock. You learn about the locals and how their way of life is so different and how maybe we can sometimes take things for granted. Korea has developed so much. It's now, one of the highest living standards in the world, which is fantastic. But there are many places out there which have a high poverty rate. They're struggling to develop as well. And seeing how they live, it can humble you. I was in Egypt a few months ago, and beautiful place. Egypt has some of the best food in the world. I loved it. But I went to a place that was kind of off the radar. This is not my words. They have a city in Cairo called Garbage City. And it sounded kind of interesting. Why would they call it Garbage City? It was not the official name, but I went there and it just shocked me. It just gave me shivers because everybody was living in such a different way of life, especially from the people in Cairo. They basically took all the city's garbage and trash and they sorted it, but the streets were littered with garbage, and it was heartbreaking. It was eye-opening as well, because you could see that people do live in this way. It's hard to describe with words. Even now, as I'm thinking about it, I can't really express it very well. I do recommend seeing it just to have that experience if you can as well. For example, as well, 150 million people are estimated to be homeless around the world, and 1.6 billion people are struggling with insufficient homes. When you do travel, you do see how other people do live, and it can change your view, especially if you tend to complain about life, like I do sometimes as well. Another great reason is making unforgettable memories. A bit more positivity. You have, so many memories that you make while traveling. And these days, because we have phones, we can snap those memories and remember them in the future as well when our memories start fading a little bit. They give color to your life, these memories, and they're great stories to share with those you love. They can be revisited again and again, and it can motivate you to go traveling again, and it can motivate you to do better in your current life as well. Another reason for traveling, more than anything, I think, is because it's fun, right? We take a break from work and we go traveling to de-stress and have fun. The best benefit of traveling is that it's full of laughter, smiles, and great moments, especially if you're going with your family, going with your friends, and meeting new people in new places as well. It's just so much fun. There's no feeling quite like it. It's exciting to look forward, step on the flight and land at your next destination. Hopefully, if you're on the fence about traveling, you're a bit more motivated to go. I know monetary and financial situations don't allow you to go very far or to these exotic locations, but even Korea has some amazing domestic locations. Jimmy was just telling us about Daejeon, right? If you can't go abroad this year, just visit somewhere local in Busan because it's just as beautiful and you'll have some great new experiences as well. And that does it for today's Daily List. We're going to take a quick song break and then we will be back with our next segment, Inside Korea. This is I'll Get Along by Michael Kiwanuka. just listened to I'll Get Along by Michael Kiwanuka, welcoming you back to 2 p.m. Reboot. I'm your host, Nick. It's 3:30 on a Wednesday hump day afternoon. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Staying cool, hopefully staying cool, staying hydrated. If you're at work, just a couple of hours left, right, until you get off and have a delicious dinner. It's now time for Inside Korea, where we go over some important updates on the country in which we live. Starting off with Korea, speculated to be a debut country for the Hagwapon 16 series. Korean consumers are expected to be one of the first to get their hands on the newest Hagwapon 16 series, according to local media reports. Nothing for the release keynote has been set in stone, but Bloomberg pinpointed its date to be September the 10th. It's likely that pre-orders for the lineup will open on September the 13th, with the official launch to be on September the 20th. Korea is anticipated to be the first market for the Hagwapon 16 rollout this year, according to local media outlets, based on its predecessor's strong sales. Now, CEO Tim Cook said in an interview that their sales hit an all-time high in Korea, as he labeled the country the hometown of longtime rival Eunage Electronics. I just made that one. Oh, we also had Youngnim mentioning that too. Thank you for that. Total sales figures for the 15 series over the 4 weeks in 2023 were 41.9% higher than those of the 14 series posted over the same period in 2022. Now, Korea has long been at the lower end of the tier system for rollouts, with the 2009 release for the Hagwapon 3GS the last time it was in the top tier. For the last 15 years, Korea was in the third tier, receiving the phone 3 weeks after first-tier countries did. So anyone who is, a buyer of this brand of phone, good news for you. You get to be, not the test trial, but you get to be first adopters of this phone. Next up, we have North Jeolla attracted nearly 50 million tourists through June. Now, the southwestern province of North Jeolla drew nearly 50 million tourists in the first half of the year. According to the provincial government on Friday, that is. Of them, some 260,000 were from overseas, marking a whopping 207% on-year increase. Americans and Chinese were reportedly the majority. The data derives from the 2024 tourist report for January to June by the Korea Tourism Organization, which found that 47.3 million people visited North Jeolla, a 2.4% on-year increase. The province's food was the biggest motivator for 59% of the KTO survey's respondents, and other reasons to visit include lodging at 11% and culture and tourism at 9%. Now, tourists in their 20s were the largest demographic at 19.1%, followed by those in their 50s at 19%, 30s at 15.7%, and those in their 40s at 15.6%. The average length of stay was 2,922 minutes, higher than the national average of 2,418 minutes. And the average overnight stay lasted about 2.79 days, with 7.95 million people spending at least one night in North Jeolla. The cumulative money spent on local tourist credit cards in the province, however, dropped 0.7% percentage points compared to the previous year, totaling at 365.3 billion won, or $266.9 million. Great to see places outside of the capital getting some really good attention, tourism attention, that is. I have been to Jeollado a couple of times, and it's a beautiful area. It's interesting because Busan has great beaches. If you go to the coast as well, they have great beaches. And it's great to see that their tourism is increasing as well, particularly among the younger demographic. Our next story is Seoul's royal palaces and tombs draw increasing number of foreign visitors. Now, 4 major royal palaces and Jongmyo Shrine in Seoul received an increased number of foreign visitors in the first half of 2024, according to government data. According to the National Heritage Administration's Palace Relics headquarters, 4 of Central Seoul's 5 historic royal palaces, Gyeongbok, Changdeok, Changgyeong and Doksu and Jongmyo Shrine have surpassed 6.5 million visitors between January and June this year. The figure is a 22.7% jump from last year's 5.3 million. Now, notably, the number of foreign visitors among the sites, which date back to the 1392 to 1910 Joseon dynasty, stood at around 1.5 million, which is a 2.2-time increase from last year's 703,318. The number of foreign visitors more than doubled from 121,078 in January to 265,549 in February during the Lunar New Year holiday and reached 313,920 and 351,255 in April and May, respectively, exceeding 300,000 for 2 consecutive months. Gyeongbokgung, the Gyeongbok Palace, received the most foreign visitors, with 1,044,708 people from January to June. The figure is 3.1 times the number for the first half of the year, which stood at 338,455. Now, the headquarters believes that such an increase is due to an overall surge in foreign tourists visiting Korea. According to the Korea Tourism Organization statistics, Korea received some 6.28 million inbound visitors between January and May of this year, which is a significant 81.1% jump from the same period last year. The National Museum of Korea in Seoul's Yongsan district also reported a record number of visitors at 94,951 during the first half of this year. Great news that Korea is seeing a huge boom in tourism. I'm sure when you're walking around in Busan as well, maybe going to Haeundae or Nampodong, even Seomyeon, you'll see a lot of tourists, lots of people enjoying their vacation. And it's great that, Korea has become such a huge country on the map. Lots of people want to come. Great for the economy and for national pride as well. Am I right? All right, that does it for today's Inside Korea. We're going to take a song break and then we'll be back soon with Perfect Playlist. This is Lose Yourself to Dance by Daft Punk. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to 2 p.m. Reboot. We meant to have a logo just there, but I think it cut out. But you're listening to my voice anyway. Hope you're having a great Wednesday hump day so far. We did just listen to a song. We listened to Lose Yourself to Dance by Daft Punk. I used to be a Daft Punk fan back in the day. Back in the day. And they're still great, you know. I listen to their music a lot on my phone. It's part of my playlist as well. Now it's time for more great music. Before that, I just want to read a comment. So we've got a couple of comments coming in. Ben Nim on YouTube Live saying, whether traveling or not, they say hunger is the best chef. Hunger is the best chef. I do agree a lot of the time because whenever you're hungry, everything tastes amazing. Even if it's not the best food, it just tastes amazing because you're so hungry, right? I know I'm the cook in my house. I enjoy cooking. I'm not a good cook, but I can cook. You know, for 생존을 위해서, just to stay alive and survive. I cook, and in my head, because I'm hungry, I'm tasting it, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. Oh, 맛있네. And then someone else will try it, and they'll be like, oh, 너무 짜. It's too salty. But in my mind, it tastes delicious. But I think that's because I'm really hungry when I'm making it. And I do tend to oversalt my food. Yeah, it's not very good. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you for your message. It's time for Perfect Playlist. This is a time where we give you the perfect songs for the perfect situation. And Perfect Playlist is going to do just that. Each week we have a different theme. And continuing our theme this week are songs of the British invasion. We've had Beatles, we've had... That's all I can remember. Who else do we have? We had the Beatles. We had a lot of songs. Okay, that's Rolling Stones. I'm pretty sure we did. Now, today, there are more. Our first song for today is going to be Gimme Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group. Now, this song was written by the group's lead singer, Steve Winwood. He was just 17 years old when he wrote this song, and it was one of the first songs he wrote, and the first one that he says wasn't derivative of something already recorded. The Spencer Davis Group were a British blues band and R&B influenced rock band formed in Birmingham in 1963. Birmingham is UK's second biggest city. It's 영국의 부산이에요. It's not by the sea, but it's the second biggest city. That's our first song. Our second song is going to be Sunshine Superman by Donovan. Now, Donovan was actually good friends with the Beatles, and they were both making very innovative and I guess trippy music at the time. Now, Donovan's producer, Mickey Most, told him not to play the Sunshine Superman album to Paul McCartney under any circumstances. And that's because he knew that Paul McCartney would be tempted to do something very similar. I didn't see Paul McCartney for being someone who steals tunes, but you never know, right? Jimmy Page played lead guitar on this, and he was a session museum at the time as well. So 2 more great songs from the British invasion. We're going to listen to Gimme Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group and Sunshine Superman by Donovan in a row. That was the perfect playlist. We played two songs back to back. Gimme Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group and Sunshine Superman by Donovan. And our theme this week is the British invasion. Soinim, knowing, is a huge fan of British music, saying 역시 선곡 맛집 엄지척. Thank you, I agree. And don't go anywhere because our last song, I think yesterday, Soinim, you mentioned this song. So maybe our producer heard that and our 막곡, our last song, will be a song you will enjoy, I believe. We've got Aningyonim saying, "What's up, Blues Brother?" Was this song in the movie, The Blues Brothers? Is that what you're saying? I do love the movie, The Blues Brothers. It was a childhood classic growing up. It sounds like it could be in that movie. I might be wrong, but welcome to the show anyway, my friend. Catching us as we're about to sign off. Hope you've had a good day nonetheless. If anyone wants to see more of me, I doubt many do, but if you do, I'm going to be on All Star English at about 7 p.m. With Minsu, just for a segment. So, yeah, tune in then. It'll be a bit of fun. And on that note, I'm going to start wrapping things up. Hope you've had a good day. I'll see you tomorrow as well. I've been your host, Nick. Thank you for listening. And our last song is going to be House of the Rising Sun by The Animals. Have a wonderful afternoon.